At the very heart of Akixi, you have the Akixi Supervisor portal, and this is where all the reports and analytics are generated for Akixi. Once you've typed your Akixi server address into the browser, it'll bring you to the welcome page. So the welcome page is where you would find notification of any scheduled maintenance work, as well as any service notifications. The first thing you're going to need to do as an Akixi Supervisor is sign in. So if you click on the sign in button, then you're going to need your username and password. Once you've entered your username and password, if you click sign in, you'll return to the welcome page, but as you can see, you're now signed in as the Akixi Supervisor. To access your reporting, simply click on the reporting tab at the top. You'll be then taken through to the reporting portal where you can access all your reports. This is where you can build reports, modify reports, or configure your reports for scheduled emailing. So, as an Akixi Supervisor, this is where you will do all the building, configuring, scheduling reports, etc. To demonstrate how best to use the Akixi Supervisor portal, I'm going to use an ACD agent list. So before we get started, there's a couple of things built into Akixi to help you as a supervisor understand what you're looking at. The first one, of course, is the F1 key. By pressing the F1 key, you're going to be taken through to a context-related help section. And this will give you in-depth detail of the report or the configuration window that you're looking at. And of course, you can access information on all reports from this window as well. And the other built-in help is the tooltip. And the way to get a tooltip is just hover the mouse over an item and it'll pop up a little tooltip. To make it easier for this demonstration, I've just enlarged the tooltips. It wouldn't usually be that big and covering that much screen. And as an Akixi Supervisor, you can pretty much hover your mouse over any entity within the Supervisor portal and it'll pop up a more detailed tooltip. So you can see there, if you wondered what out means, hover over out and it's total outbound call count. As you can see, looking at the Supervisor portal, it's divided into a couple of sections. On the right hand side, you've got the main reporting pane, and over on the left hand side, you've got the My Reports window, which can be collapsed and expanded, depending on what you're wanting to do. The My Reports window shows in alphabetical order all the reports that you've created as a supervisor. So let's start by having a look how you create a report, and that's pretty straightforward. Just click on the Add Report button. That then pops up a new report configuration window. And from this window, this is where you can build your new report and configure it how you want. I'm not going to go into detail now on how to configure a report. That's covered in other tutorials. Now, the other buttons you can see on the My Report window are the Modify Report and Delete Report. Now, you can see to the left of every report title, there's a little checkbox. And these correspond with the next two buttons on the My Reports window. By selecting a specific report, you're able to either modify that report or delete that report. Now, something to bear in mind here is the My Reports window works independently of the actual report window, in that if I was to select the calls by month report by ticking the box and then click Modify Report, I'm now modifying that calls by month report, not the report we're looking at on the screen, simply because I selected the tick box and clicked Modify Report. The other thing the tick box has allowed you to do is also delete reports. So let's delete the desktop wallboard that I just created. So pop a tick in there, click Delete Report, and then you get a little pop-up just asking if you're sure you want to delete the report, and that will then delete that report you selected. You can, if you wish, delete multiple reports at once by simply ticking on more than one checkbox. You can also select which report you want to view from the Supervisor window. So if I wanted to view an extension BLF, I just click on the extension BLF, and that loads that report. But back to the agent list. What you may have noticed is when I'm clicking on a report to view it, it will add a tab at the bottom of the report window. And what these tabs represent are all the currently open reports on your portal. And by open report, I mean a report that has been loaded and is currently drawing data. And you can also use these tabs just to view the open reports as well. So a quick example being, you may have dozens of reports created, but on a day-to-day basis you only use 3 or 4. You can load your most frequently used report, minimize the report panes, and then you can navigate between the reports just by using the tabs. Keeps the portal that bit cleaner and tidier and easier to use.